Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where you might notice this is our communication satellite. This is a nearly finished burn. And this is Duna and Ike in the background. We have managed to get here. It was a rather lengthy burn. We have been burning this, well, I was doing it in Physics Warp, but the burn was in total a 30-minute burn, and I saw that and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do that mostly off camera. So we are just about in orbit over Duna here. We still have another 200 meters per second to go, but as you can see, this is coming along nicely. We've still got another 5 minutes of burn time. Of course, we don't, because this is fine. Our inclination is a bit weird, and I'm not sure if we're going to have enough range on this thing. We may actually want to just lock retrograde and continue to burn this until we're a little closer to Ike, and I think that's going to be a good thing, because I'm a little concerned about the range on the actual rover. Well, I shouldn't be, because we redesigned that. Well, we're now very elliptical. You know what? It's not like we're short on TV. I'm going to put this back. We should be completely fine, because we redesigned the rover. I don't know why I momentarily forgot that, considering that that was pretty much all of the last episode, but there we go. So our communication satellite is in place, and we can hop on back to the Space Center. I did transmit back a little bit of science from the temperature reading from the in-space high, but that's not really a big deal. Let's see, position the satellite in specific orbit of Ike, we don't really care. Yep, that's all fine. Okay, let's check in on our long-term flights here. Our Raven 1S is approximately complete at this point. We've got 95 days on our SG habitation module, and it looks like that is definitely going to be our next job. So let's hop over here. We currently have limited probe control. That's a little bit spooky. What do we have for antennas on this thing? Just the built-in antenna in the remote guidance unit? Maybe so. Regardless, limited probe control is enough. Our electric charge is spooky, but we already knew that. So this is going to be 102 meters per second. Let's just go ahead and warp towards this next maneuver. Gonna keep an eye on our solar panels. That's spooky. Also, this is spooky. Hopefully that'll change. We do have our science rover over there. Our actual solar gateway is right there. Okay. Well, we still have limited probe control, so it looks like we're good. We want to burn this at T-minus 13 seconds. So we'll just go ahead and warp towards that. T-minus 13. So right about now. And here's our inclination change. And in fact, oh, we're control locked. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. We'll just follow this node. This is so awkward. Gotta love limited probe control. There we go. We can't delete the maneuver node because we're control locked. We really need to stop sending things up without proper antennas. That is clearly the solution here. Now the next question is, if we were to push this out, how far could we get? That is a good question. We don't know. Like, how close would we be to the solar gateway if we were to push this out, like, right here? It's a good question. But for now, let's hop on back to the Space Center. And let's take a look at our other projects. The fact that this doesn't have a proper antenna on it distresses me greatly. Like, we have a pilot in the auxiliary module, so that's fine. Next up, actually, is the Griffin 3 Elsburn, isn't it? Yeah, we're bringing these guys back. So let's go ahead and fly this. We may need to send up a second habitation module. I'm a little bit unsure on that. Let's see, where is this maneuver node? The node is here. And what does this do for our Kerbal encounter? I am just trying to remember. Oh, that's spicy. That's real spicy. Okay. I mean, it's a solid encounter, but I have to really nail that. And Alden doesn't have the ability to lock to the maneuver node. So that's going to be interesting. We'll just get oriented over here, like so. Perfect. And I guess we warp to this next position. Although, you know what? I actually want to head back to the Space Center here. And I want to fix that habitation module. We can't fix that version of the habitation module, right? But we can still fix the habitation module by just saying, you know what? We accept the loss. It had a design flaw. And we'll send up a new one. We still paid for the old one, but we definitely need to fix that. So we're going to grab the habitation module here. We'll load that. And this time, I'm going to put an antenna on this thing. And specifically, we are going to put on this antenna. Bam. Okay, that should do the trick. So the habitation module should now be much better. And I'm just double checking all of this. Yeah, that should all be fine. So we'll save this and we'll launch this and we'll use this time to eat up or some of the time that the Griffin 3L is flying. So we're going to have to follow basically the same profile that we did previously. Dock up to the Minmus station to fuel up this tank. And then off we go. But this time, we can communicate. I know, it's a wacky concept. At least for me, but here we are. Okay, this is a very simple rocket, and off we go. We're going to start heading downrange quite soon. Apoapsis of 1 kilometer. Three kilometers. 5 kilometers. Let's go. We'll keep this nice and shallow until we are through max Q. Oh. No, 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 no. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Well, that's exciting. It's been a long time since we've had that happen. I guess I forgot about the level of aerodynamic resistance on this thing. Well, that wasted a lot of our solid fuel there. That's okay. We should still be able to recover this, but that's certainly an issue. I was just a little too aggressive with the gravity turn there, realistically. Okay, SRBs are off. Please? No second tumble? I don't know that we can recover a second tumble. Thank you. Okay, we want to be basically at prograde right now, because our apoapsis is still very, very low. very, very low. Yeah, that was definitely a problematic ascent profile. There's no doubt about that. I'll need to adjust that if we're going to launch this thing again. This is recoverable, though. I'm quite confident in that. We're at an apoapsis of 65, 66, 67. I'm going to head to the horizon now. We're going to aim for an apoapsis of 75. Or just straight up be in orbit. One or the other. Our time to apoapsis is holding, so that's a good sign. Okay, it's going up. So we're definitely going to need to cut engines here in just a moment. There we go. So it's an awful ascent profile, but luckily we're overbuilt enough that we should be able to manage this, especially with a refuel at the Minmus station that we were already planning. But yeah, I clearly need to adjust the aerodynamics on this thing. And that kind of makes sense, because this is so tall. Okay, we'll just move to that maneuver node. We are almost in space. As soon as we hit 70, we'll extend our solar panels. There we go. This is a 37-second burn, so we want to burn this at T-minus 18.5 seconds. We will extend our antenna as well. And we will warp towards this burn point. Right about now. We have plenty of DV to get us into orbit, and plenty of DV to get us to Minmus, and once we get to Minmus and dock up with the Minmus station, our DV doesn't matter. It'll be exactly the same no matter our ascent profile. So this is fully recoverable, I'm just not happy with it. Going to continue burning here. Okay, we are officially in orbit. So this is fine. We'll call that good. We will, of course, set Minmus as our target. And let's see, the ascending node is all the way over here. We just passed the descending node. So if we were to burn this way, yeah, normal is the direction we want to burn. We'll just get rid of this. We'll physics warp our turn over to normal. And we'll just see about moving the normal marker. It's not super efficient here, but we kind of don't care. Okay, this is starting to get very inefficient. We're going to want to flip anti-normal. And make our way over towards the ascending node. I think we want to be anti-normal anyway. We'll find out in a moment. And I'd like to time warp, not physics warp. There we go. To about here. And we'll just burn this a little further. We need to wait a little bit. We're pushing the ascending node away from us. There we go. This is better. There we go. Correct plane. And we've still got 92 meters per second left in this stage. That is such an inefficient ascent profile that we took. Glorious. I love it. Actually, I don't. It's the other thing. I actually actively hate it. So we're going to do a prograde push over here and push our way over to Minmus. That's about right. Yeah, that'll do. We'll just bring this in a little bit to about... That was too much. to about 150 kilometers is where I'd like to target. 130 is fine. We'll align to that maneuver node, and of course we did not fix the electric charge issue, but that's fine. We'll just regular warp over here, and it won't be relevant for most of the time. The electric charge issue, that is. So we're just going to time warp until we are on the day side, which will be momentarily. There we go. SAS back on, and we'll lock to that maneuver node. Physics warp our turn, since we're kind of slow at this point with our turning. There we go. And we should really have no issues from here on out with power, in theory anyway. Where is our actual orbit? Cannot see our orbit from here. There we go. Warp to next maneuver. Fantastic. So here in just a couple of minutes, this is a 1 minute 51 second burn because we are primarily burning out this stage very early on in this burn, and so we have to go with our less thrust to weight engines, but that's okay. So this is going to be a total of, what, 55.5 seconds that we want to burn T-minus? Yeah, 55.5. So right now. RIP first stage, you were used very inefficiently. Oh well. Just gonna roll a little bit to catch the sun on our solar panels slightly better. Yeah, like that. That'll do. And this will be about 1 minute and 20 seconds on this burn as we head on back to Minmus for the second time. And actually, this is going to be really solid. I don't normally nail it like that, but that periapsis is almost in line with our polar orbit. I like it. Well, we've got another 50 seconds left on our burn here. And once our burn is finished, we will set up our braking burn, and we'll probably do that slightly after our periapsis, right around here, just to encapsulate this a little bit better. Are we going to need to go retrograde? Well, we don't need to go retrograde, but we can do it. We'll have plenty of DV. And it does make rendezvousing a lot easier. It's very inefficient, but very easy. And that is ultimately what matters. Another 120 meters per second left in this burn. That's not going to take too much longer, another 5 seconds or so. Let's just see about pushing this in a little bit more. There we go. Close enough. Fantastic. So we're going to want to begin our burn right about here. We'll just retrograde it up to something along the lines of this. Now the question is, what do our timings look like? We'll set this guy as our target. Of course, we're going to be pretty wide. Oh, hello. That's not all that far apart. 22 kilometers. That's 48. Can we get any closer than this? I don't think so. I think 22.7 is the closest we get. That's close enough. We can match planes with that super easily, and we don't even need to do any retrograde shenanigans. This saves us so much DV, because our timings are actually pretty good. So we'll go ahead and rotate to that maneuver node. There we go. Okay. Physics warp substantially changes where that maneuver node is. Good to know. We're going to go to the real maneuver node, not the physics warp maneuver node. There we go. And I'm just going to do a little bit of roll to keep us oriented with the sun a little bit. And we'll warp to this next maneuver. That's 10 days, but that's fine. We've got plenty of time before our next Griffin 3L maneuver, that is. That was like 180 days. Okay. Hello, Minmus. We're just visiting, but we're going to be here for a little while. So we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 9 seconds. So I'm just going to warp towards that real quick. Right now. And let's see how we do. Okay. So that's our target point at that intersect. I just want to bring this down a little further. This is ideal. Okay, we're starting to lose efficiency here. Okay, that's about as good as we're going to get, but that's a little closer than I expected. Fantastic. We'll warp here. We're going to switch into target retrograde mode. Oh, yikes. We are in the shadow. Right when we need not to be. Wonderful. I mean, it's fine. We don't need this encounter. Let's see what we got. Oh, we've got power. Excellent. We're going to go target retrograde. We are still getting a little closer. Still want to be target retrograde. We're not quite at that point yet. Okay. We're going to allow this to get closer and closer and closer. Our actual separation is 15.7 kilometers is our minimal separation. We should actually begin this burn right about now. Okay, 20 meters per second to go. We're nearly matched with planes with them. Close enough. Okay, we're 15.9 kilometers away. That'll do. So we're now just going to point at the target and get a little closer. We have matched planes with the target, so we are now in a polar orbit. And let's just burn towards the target at something along the lines of perhaps 20 meters per second or so. There we go. That will get us a separation of 1.5 kilometers, so we're going to have to do another get closer burn, but that's okay. We'll just get pointed anti-target here, or well, target retrograde, technically, but it's also basically anti-target. And we'll just go ahead and warp a little bit closer. Our relative speed is not changing by a lot, but it is changing. 1.5 kilometers is, of course, our closest point. And that's when we're going to want to kill our relative speed again. Actually, maybe more like 1.6 kilometers. Okay. And we'll just kill our relative speed about right now. 0.8. Close enough. Okay. Now we're going to get closer again. However, it is pretty much time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we're going to dock this guy up again to the Ice Cream Maker 5000, and refuel, and then we will head off towards the Solar Gateway. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.